Yeah, so this week, quietly, President Biden agreed to sell Israel a new package of arms or give them. It's hard to tell. It's murky waters when with arms deals. You know how it is. But it seemed like maybe fighter jets and bombs. But just to put it plainly, fighter jets and bombs because they're running low. I don't know what's been going on, but the same day, there's like an aid group over there that's just there to feed people. And if you look at the biographies of the people who are in this aid group, man, they seem like great people. You know what I mean? Like each of them seems they're not that Chinese astronaut good, but like close.
Yeah,
They're accomplished, well-meaning, just there to feed people. Like they're not flying a flag, okay? And they gave their position to the Israelis, and the Israelis pinpoint precision bombed them with 3 precision guided munitions and killed 7 of them.
So what I'm hearing is Israel got intel that there were some military aged men in Hamas occupied territory and they neutralized them. What's the problem?
They on the roof of the they sent a missile. They sent a missile through the roof. Zach, show them the roof of the car. They sent a missile through the roof of the car. The roof even says like, I don't know, feed the hungry or some shit like that. Like
it's got their emblem on it, which is like the "Don't bomb us" emblem.
Yeah, it isn't one of those situations.
Was it a bullseye? Did they have a bullseye on the top of their car?
Dude, if they were going for the driver, then cowabunga, dude. Like, goddamn. And you know.
Cowabunga, dude. I haven't heard that since like 96.
Oh, I'm bringing it back.
All right, here it is.
We're gonna bring back all the Bart Simpson colloquialisms.
Don't have a cow, man. Okay.
Yeah, but you can see right there that it says "Feed the World Kitchen" or whatever.
Yeah,
which is
it did.
a known Hamas cover.
I disagree, Taylor. I can't read that.
Yeah, you can infer what was there pretty well. They got a pan with it.
And you know that bomb said USA on the side too. That's
we paid for that.
Yeah, we did. We financed that right there.
We paid for the food they were handing out and for the bomb that killed them.
I don't know who pays for the food that they hand
like
out.
It's a tragedy. Look how happy that guy looks. He's doing okay.
No, that guy's bummed. They just killed the food truck.
I really wish he was wearing a
heard there's a bunch of food
World
in here.
Series jersey or something.
What's the? I mean, I feel foolish even asking. Like, what's
the recompense?
What's the fallout of this going to be? Nothing at all. Biden will continue to give them everything they want.
Biden had a very strongly worded.
He will give them whatever they want.
Biden had a phone call with Netanyahu today. The results of that were there was a press conference right before we started, so I didn't get to watch it. But I don't know. Probably not much.
Netanyahu assured him that he would finish the job.
We've targeted 15 other food trucks in the region. That is so fucked up. Like,
it is fucked up.
Why?
I know I'm making jokes.
Why are we a part of
comedic devil's advocate, but I'm not a fan of this.
Taylor, freedom don't come free, as they say.
You should write that down. Jot that down, huh?
You should.
Jot that. I have a shirt that says it.
You have a shirt that says "Freedom isn't free" with a bombed out foreign aid truck.
No, it says "Freedom don't come free," and it's got George W. on it.
I like that.
Yeah,
using the president's grammar.
I miss the poor grammar. We of Bush when you see like Trump ramble or Biden get lost and confused. It's like, man, Bush was coherent at least. He was just misspeaking. He knew what he wanted to say. He just couldn't get it out. These guys, I don't even know if they know what they want to say.
It's funny that
I'm not going to argue against that. Yeah, no.
For like 10 years, like the media and everyone was just like frothing with like George Bush is a murderer. He's a genocidal murderer. And then 5 years later, it's like, look at this goofy former president hugging Michelle Obama.
His paintings? Have you seen his paintings?
I bet they fucking suck.
They're better. They're infinitely better than my paintings.
Wait, no, show us either one of his or one of Hitler's. And we have to
guess.
We have to know which one's better.
I think he paints animals too. He does portraits of people. I've seen those. I'm going to give his art. Look, in the grand scale of, let's just say amateur art, I would say he's a 7 out of 10. If we're doing like all art, if like Michelangelo and Da Vinci are 10s, then George Bush is a solid fucking 5. Like he knows what he's doing. Clearly, I can't. I'm so untalented. Like I can't doodle.
We'll see what it looks like.
I think it'd be fun if my wife and I painted each other's portraits and just saw what came of it.
You just treat it like a caricature.
Yeah, I'd be terrible. I haven't picked up a paintbrush since I was a child, but she might be half decent. She just paint by numbers all the time.
I was never good at painting or drawing as a kid.
No, like
damn.
Well, this is definitely not Hitler.
Not Hitler. I don't see it.
Yeah. Hitler.
These are not good.
Is the bottom left?
Excuse me? They're not good?
Do you know any of these people?
Excellent.
I think that's Mark Zuckerberg's wife on the bottom right.
Is the bottom center one
Dirk
Nowitzki?
Dirk.
Oh, Zach said it. Dirk. Yeah. I don't know his name. That Dirk Winsky.
Is it Nowitzki?
Say it better for me.
Nowitzki.
That makes sense if he was an Eastern European guy.
Zach wrote it down.
It might be Dirk Nowitzki, however it's pronounced, spelled, or stated. Everyone else, I have no clue. I thought top left might be like Hillary Clinton's huskier sister.
Yeah.
But I thought she might. Who was the female leader of Germany?
Oh, Angela Merkel.
Yes, that's who I'm going for.
Angela Merkel wished she looked like that.
Yeah, Angela Merkel is much fatter than that. But I mean, it is a painting.
Okay.
Maybe he was trying to be
and uglier.
Who's the bottom left? That guy like coyly biting his tongue.
That's Chris Rock. No.
Chris Rock is not a chubby blonde woman. You're terrible at this, Zach.
Are you still gonna hold that his paintings are good, knowing that that guy in the top is Chris Rock? And
I don't think that's Chris Rock. I think Zach's pulling.
I come to you in private and I say I want to show you my Chris Rock painting, and I show that to you. What do you say?
I say that's a real funny joke, Taylor. They don't all look the same. Okay, I've told you once, told you twice. This is the last.
I might
time.
know the top right. Do you remember that really pretty Afghan woman on the cover of Time
the National
magazine?
Geographic pretty.
No,
was it Nat Geo?
This is not her. That's not what this is.
No, that's a different.
I do remember exactly. That lady has green eyes though.
Green or blue, like they were striking.
Striking green eyes. Yeah, they're beautiful.
These suck, dude.
And you think oh, what a waste of that beauty. And it's like, what were you gonna fuck her? Leave her to a goat herding.
Zach got the answer. That's not Chris Rock. It's Gilbert. Oh,
Gottfried.
God.
Terrible painting.
Arenas?
I was going to ask you for help. Tuha Banye?
I just said a word. I don't. Okay, I don't know who these people are. They're clearly not famous enough for me to give a fuck about.
Steve Jobs, lower left.
My point stands that these are good paintings. Infinitely better than anything that any of us would stick onto a canvas. Not
if we really gave it the old college try for a year or two.
Yeah, maybe if you trained for a year, you could come close to what George Bush can do.
Yeah,
I think that proves my point.
Do you think he's been doing this for 6 months?
Well, he ran the world for like 8 years. I figured he took it up in the last 10.
He was painting. You know, these paintings aren't as good as those paintings that Epstein had on his island of like Bill Clinton in a dress and Bush knocking over the Twin Towers. Those were better done paintings.
Oh, come on, man. Like, that's all right.
All right, fine. This one's much better than any of the other ones.
That's all right. Because you know why? Because we know who he's trying to paint. I bet if we knew those other people, we'd be blown away too.
I got Dirk right away.
You did. And I that's the
it
one.
It doesn't help my point, but I also kind of figured out that he was that basketball player.
Credits for honesty.
Yeah.
That's not how he brushes his hair, though. That's a little inaccurate. I don't know about that.
I was going
to the browner hair in the front center. I just caught that.
And he had Jay Leno's hair going to the wrong direction. Not a guy for detail, I see.
Well, he probably was like mirroring it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
now give us the collection of Hitler portraits. Who did he paint?
You're right. It's inexplicable that I saw Hitler's done a lot of buildings and a lot of animals from what I remember. I remember like not cathedrals, but interesting European architecture, just a building front with a street and some
front
steps.
Of rivers.
Yeah. I think he was more of a landscape guy.
Mm-hmm. What were you saying? What the fuck is? Well, Bush painted this. That can't be what Bush painted.
Yeah.
This looks like a joke.
Oh, of course it is. That would be a wildly inappropriate painting for him. Abu Ghraib being tortured.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got theirs. I never had a problem with Abu Ghraib. I feel like they needed a little torture, and we were angry after 9/11.
I was too young to be angry.
They couldn't have been more innocent of anything.
That's a blanket fucking everybody, huh?
No, literally, yes. None of them had anything to do with it at all.
Yeah, none of them had anything to do with 9/11. And none of them had weapons of mass destruction. At worst, they're guilty of defending their country when we invaded for no reason, based on lies.
Oh, well, that's not true at all. If we're talking about, because you're doing this big blanket if we're talking Abu Ghraib was that prison was it Iraq or Afghanistan? It was in Iraq. One of those. It was over there. There were plenty of Syrian insurgents and all sorts of like lifelong terrorists who we'd been looking forever, who were coordinating, organizing, and I'll agree with you that maybe the average flip-flop wearing commando with an AK-47 wasn't some wealth of information we need to imprison for 2 decades, but there were some others, mixed in. Were there? Yes.
How do we know? Because the people doing it.
Well, it's declassified. It's not like these are like top secret things. Like you can watch documentaries about each and every one of them. You can you watch interviews with the CIA operatives who helped take them down. You can hear about like how they were tortured. It's all very open book.
Oh, well, if the CIA says they investigated themselves and it came back okay.
I didn't say anything like that. I said you can watch a YouTube video with the CIA operative who was doing it, and he'll be like, yeah, they tortured him. They did this to him. I caught him this way. Like they'll break down like how they caught those people.
Taylor, the CIA are the finest investigators on earth. The fact that you discredit their work is kind of embarrassing.
It's kind of not patriotic. It's always funny when like they bring a CIA agent on the news and they're like, we have a CIA agent here to say that this war right now is actually very good. And it's like, if you watched Russia Today and like they were like former KGB agent here to confirm what we want them to, you'd be like, oh, that's laughable. But like CIA, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. We had to get those guys. We had to put them on buckets and electrocute their testicles to learn about terror. Like that's what we had to do. Yeah.
Here's if you actually get all curious, it's this guy.
That linked right to a video of a guy's ass.
Did it?
Yes, it went right to a picture of a guy's ass standing there in the prisoner rape section of the article you linked.
They needed a little bit of raping every now and then, okay? Like I don't know why you're defending the enemies of the United States. Maybe we need to look into your internet search history, see if you're a sympathizer, maybe even funneling money.
They'd be like, oh, this fucking retard.
Wait,
does he do anything but look at build orders?
How do you mention it's a picture of a guy's butt without mentioning the other guy's face clearly pressed against his cock?
That was a big part of the image as well.
Oh, I see the naked images now. That's hilarious. Well, like I don't know what your problem with this is.
The torture part?
Which part of it that is torturous? Who just defines what torture is?
Taylor,
I've been in a couple of cop cars.
Anti-sex here.
If you've ever been shackled and handcuffed,
I'm coming off fucking liberal, and I don't like it.
Yeah, Taylor, you look a little homophobic. Those two prisoners were getting down, and
so
the homophobic. I'm counteracting the liberalism.
So the picture that Taylor takes so much issue with is a few of our country's enemies, and they're being forced to sit in a very embarrassing position. One on his knees with his head in the other's crotch.
Oh, and they're all naked.
Well, mostly naked. They have bags on their heads.
Okay, they're not completely unclothed. You guys, touche.
They got their masks on.
You were pretty understanding with that Russian mass shooter the other week. You're like, oh, he did cut his ear off, and it make me sad.
Dude, they cut his ear off and they fed it to him. What? Okay, we didn't cut people's ears off and feed them to them at Abu Ghraib. You saw. And that's the other thing. All right,
Abu Ghraib was cool. It was clearly a wild sex party. They're all wearing masks. It's got eyes wide shut vibes. It's dope. I wish I was an Abu Ghraib.
You can't see Nicole Kidman, but she's right out. She's right off the camera. Like
her being there would change my take. Like it was like, oh damn, they got to meet with Nicole Kidman too.
They're all naked and masked up and performing sex acts. This is a good weekend.
I mean, it looks like they're kind of doing what they did with those El Salvadorian gang members.
I'm not into the dogs, but I mean, If you are, that's cool.
No,
Dogs seem happy.
Those dogs eat your face off. I never understood where that stereotype comes from. The like Polish people
being stupid.
I never questioned it as a kid. I just retold the jokes.
Yeah, it's just like, that's good. And I don't know any Poles, and so I choose to believe that.
I knew honestly. But see, I felt the same way about Jewish jokes because I didn't know any Jews. So like, I was like, what's a Jew like? I have no idea. No idea what their stereotypes.
From where I'm from in Jersey, like a quarter of the neighborhood's Jewish.
Never seen one.
I'm definitely somewhere in between you guys. I knew Jews and I had Jewish buddies growing up. A few I played hockey with, but definitely not a quarter of the neighborhood. That's a lot of Jews.
Yeah.
There's a huge.
Some might say it's not enough.
Like myself, starving for Jews there. They need more bagel shops.
More Jews I have around me, the safer I feel. I'll tell you that right now. All right.
Means you're probably in a good neighborhood. You're underground.
It doesn't get talked about, but I think they've called up like 300,000 or 400,000 reservists over there in Israel for the IDF, and it's not a country of a ton of people. But you might find this interesting, Taylor. There's one group of people who aren't subject to all this militarism, this aggression. The ultra-Orthodox Jews. The fact that that's got to be a self-dubbed, group. We're the ultra-Orthodox Jews.
Yeah.
They don't have to get conscripted into the fucking IDF and do their bit for some reason. And in the midst of this 6-month-long war, there's a lot of people who are like, I think y'all should chip in and do your part. And I agreed, Taylor. I was like, it's horseshit that some group shouldn't be subject to the responsibilities that everyone else is. And then Taylor, they had a little video footage over where the ultra Orthodox is like study, and I was like, whoa, leave them where they are.
What are they doing?
These gentle souls need to stay with their books and avoid dust and any particulates.
A lot of particulates in the air.
They look like Kyle cousin from South Park, the one who's like, he's vulnerable to everything.
You see me hit the ball when you're doing that shit.
But it is horse shit though that you've got this one religious group who they don't have to go.
Politics are fascinating though. So what it is they used to make up a tiny little portion of the population. So when 0.5% of Israel didn't want to participate in the military, who gave a fuck, right? Like, all right, these little guys will let them study on their books, whatever. Now it's 13% of the population because these people multiply like rabbits, and they're a very like
the Mormons.
It feels like more than 13%. Apparently, their impact on society is really big, and that's made them kind of unpopular amongst the other Israelis. But they're very active voters, and they're all for Netanyahu, which gives them like a lot of political clout. Like, in our country, fucking 13% will make the difference of every election I've ever lived through. Probably even Reagan Mondale. 13% is huge. And they all vote consistently as a block for whoever gives them the shit. And now it's very hard to make them anything but like Israel's welfare recipients because you need their votes.
It is funny to imagine, like, in Israel, like some of those soldiers walking around those neighborhoods and being like, these Jews. Like, just they're in Israel.
That's how it is with every group.
Like, guys, come on. Like, you're making us look bad.
That's how it is with every group. I wish that people wanted to talk about like race more and weren't so like weird about it sometimes. But that we see white people and we're like, fuck you, piece of white trash, piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like, get it together.
Get it to fucking together. Jesus Christ. Why do you have to? Do they just hand meth out at the white trash camp? Like, it's like,
brush your teeth.
Brush your fucking teeth. Have better choices when you pick your tattoos, and stop doing methamphetamine and making us all look bad.
Little Sun's here. What the
hell? And every race is like that. Like I'm sure for like Indians, they look at people with business degrees that don't have science and computer degrees, and they're like, oh, fucking loser. But that I know with black people, Chris Rock's got that whole bit, right? Remember when Michael Scott like tries to redo that bit.
Yeah.
It's the N-word bit, and it's true for every race. Every race has a group of people amongst themselves.